Get your Kryptonite boxing gloves ready. Today we're talking about The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. Aaron here with Nerd Park. Dark Knight 3 is obviously the third and quite possibly final, but not really likely installment of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns saga. It's co-written by Brian Azzarello with art by Andy Kubert. Frank Miller's original Dark Knight Returns is considered to be one of the most iconic, definitive incarnations of the modern-day Batman that we've ever had. It's influenced Christopher Nolan in his Dark Knight Returns trilogy, and even more recently, Zack Snyder has drawn heavily from the imagery and storyline content from the original Dark Knight Returns for Batman vs. Superman. The sequel to The Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Strikes Again, wasn't as well critically received as the original. It was bad. It was a bad book. I didn't like it. Although there was a few elements in it that I really enjoyed, such as the Kryptonite boxing gloves. Love those. That scene where he's fighting Superman with his Kryptonite boxing gloves, and then all of a sudden he just slips into a Harrison Ford impression. Get out of my cave. I loved that scene. It was great. The rest of the book, not so much. So does Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, hold up to the original iconic standards set by Dark Knight Returns? Or is it going to go off the rails like Dark Knight Strikes Again? Well, only one way to find out. Without further ado, let's get into this comic. It's a dark night in Gotham City. Yep, that was a terrible pun, but we're done now. We're moving on. Our story opens with a Gothamite texting his friend that he has seen Batman. Apparently, the hero swooped in and rescued the guy from getting roughed up by the cops, and he has the Bat selfie to prove it. The media is going nuts with rumors of Batman sightings all over Gotham. Commissioner Yandel is given a prepared statement for the news, which she couldn't care less about, but as soon as she steps outside, there's a mob of press waiting for her. Meanwhile, in the Amazon, some locals are being terrorized by some sort of Minotaur-Centaur hybrid monster. Fortunately, Wonder Woman's there to save the day and... Wait. Is that a baby on her back? Yeah. There he is, along for the ride while Wonder Mama takes down the Minotaur all baby on board style. Wonder Woman returns home and is greeted by her fellow Amazonians, but is frustrated to learn that while she was out, her other kid, Lara, has taken off. Lara has gone to visit her dad, Superman, at the Fortress of Solitude. Though it looks like someone must have busted the AC unit or something because the whole place is frozen over. Super Dad is super frozen and not talking to anyone. Lara hears a noise from deeper inside the fortress and goes to check it out all Scooby style. She finds the bottled city of Kandor, and it looks like the shrunken citizens need her help. Back in Gotham City, the 5-0 are in hot pursuit of Batman. The Dark Knight takes a wrong turn and the fight is on. This shouldn't be a problem for the Bat though, as he is a master of stealth, martial arts, and boom! Batman takes a bullet to the skull for it. The cops waste no time and start wailing on Batman like a cheap piñata. The Bat barely manages to put them all down before succumbing to a severe case of police brutality. Commissioner Yandel rips off Batman's mask to reveal Carrie Kelly, aka Robin, aka Catgirl, aka not Batman. Yandel demands to know where the real Batman is, and Carrie says Bruce Wayne is dead. Overall, this is a very solid start to a third installment in the Dark Knight Returns saga. This leaves me with a lot of questions that I'm anxious to have answered. Why exactly is Superman in exile? What really happened to Bruce Wayne? Who's the Master Race? What's the name of Wonder Woman's new baby? It might have been in there, I might have missed it, I don't know. Frank Miller has gone on record and said that this story is the brainchild of co-writer Brian Azzarello. Brian does a great job of tying this into the original Dark Knight Returns saga, not just in his use of characters and storyline, but he also used a lot of the thematic elements that the original Dark Knight Returns had. For instance, the use of news media to portray the current political climate in the real world. What doesn't work so well in this comic is it gets a little bit cluttered with all the character backstories. We're getting Superman, we're getting Wonder Woman, we're getting Yandel, we're getting Carrie. Eventually, I'm assuming we're going to find out what happened to Bruce Wayne. But there's a lot going on in one comic. It's setting up the series, so that's understandable, but it can get a little overwhelming. I'm still not a really big fan of Frank Miller's Wonder Woman. She comes off as being somewhat uncivilized, a little bit uncouth. She's just hard for me to get into. I'm spoiled on the Prime Universe Wonder Woman, who's a bit more refined, a little bit more graceful. But as an Amazonian warrior, it kind of works, and I'm sure that's what he's going for. I'm excited for the next issue to come out. I can't wait to find out who the Master Race is. I have suspect it might be the citizens from the bottled city of Kandor. Overall, I give this comic 4 Batarangs out of 5. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed the review today. I'm looking to do maybe 1 or 2 of these a month. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to give me some feedback, leave us some comments. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. This is Aaron for Nerd Park. Catch you later.